Hello. Today we're going to play a 5-minute game and I want to help you to figure out how to think in chess. I don't want to focus on opening moves. I only want to focus on how to think in chess. All right? So, um, opening, as I said, we're not going to emphasize that in this game. We're just going to play the opening moves quickly and then get into the thinking process. How to think as a good chess player. Because what often happens is people they play their opening moves and then they sort of just go on autopilot mode, and that's not where you want to be because you're not actually thinking. You're just moving the pieces and seeing what happens. That's not chess. Chess is about purpose driven moves, plans. So I can say that we are kind of in the middle game now because I'm sort of out of book. But I'm not going to spend too much time thinking about my moves, even still. I'm just going to develop my pieces and you know get to the middle game. That's where I want to focus today. What you will often find is that players struggle with the middle game because they don't have a plan. Okay, and what is a plan? Plan revolves around having a pawn break idea. What is a pawn break? A pawn break is something like this. So you move the pawn up to try to break it open, break open the center. Move this up, try to break it open. Even this is a pawn break. So without a pawn break, you don't have a plan because pawn breaks change the pawn structure, which is the skeleton of your organs, which are the pieces. And when you have a structure that is sort of well defined, then you can maneuver your pieces accordingly. All right. Anyway, enough mumbo jumbo. It's time to get to the action. We're in the middle game now, officially, and I have to seriously consider ideas like this: queen check, king moves here, but it's too premature, isn't it? Yes. On the other hand, this side of the board is rather vulnerable. A lot of pieces that can kind of jump in at any moment, really. So I'm going to shore up my defense a little bit before I commit to castling on the king side. I'm afraid of commitment, and you should be. If you want to be a good chess player, you've got to be afraid of commitment. Okay, so he's planning an assault here, and we're going to turn the tables on him. We see his plan and we want to change the momentum of the game. So we are sort of doing our own mumbo jumbo here, making him double think about this idea to castle queenside. Because now we got a head start on him if there's an eventual pawn arms race. Yeah. Another idea which I had was to break in the center here, but I don't see that as being the right strategy in this situation, and I'll expand upon why that is, why I feel so passionately about this. Main thing is, if you expand on both sides of the board, that's obviously bad. You should never do that. You should never pawn break here, pawn break here, pawn break here. No, you got to pick your angle and focus on it. Right now we're sort of squeezing the knight. Okay, the knight is a squeezed piece, so we have developed a sort of, well, how do I call it? We have positional trumps in our favor, mainly with this knight being out of the game. That can quickly change, of course. If you make a wrong move or something, it can quickly get that knight back in the game and get back with a vengeance even. So you have to be careful. Additionally, I also have the bishop pair. So, um, yeah. I think now I can consider moves like castling. I think it's safe. I'm not afraid of getting mated anymore. The bishop is, it looks annoying, but honestly speaking, what does it do? Not a whole lot. And now we can think about ideas related to this pawn break over here. It's not yet so straightforward. He wants to move his knight here, which would give both his pieces a kind of bind on the center. Um, I also don't want to be too eager to take this. What if I come here? Nah, we'll go like this. We threaten check. I think he blundered. See, he was so committed to his plan. He had had this idea all along, and that's why he just failed to see the very simple and obvious tactic. Um, yeah, this is a 2100 level player, and I'm humiliating him like this. This is how you play chess? What school you been to? Okay, the counterattack has begun, and I'm a bit scared of it, so I'm immediately going for dilution ideas, but frankly, I have misplayed this. My queen is totally offside, and I'm vulnerable here. I'm definitely vulnerable. Rook sack is in the cards. I have to think carefully here. What if I come up there? Yeah, I think I got to try something a bit more energetic because I am in danger here, definitely, no doubt about it. Can't take it too easy. I think a grandmaster would eat me up in this situation. Um, yeah. So we're going to try to hold the fort a little bit and promote the exchange of pieces, which might. This piece is like a useful defender for the king. So getting rid of it is good in our favor. Our bishop wasn't doing much over there. We want to get rid of these guys, and we also want to be delivering a check. Then we can take a pawn, perhaps, possibly, maybe, maybe not. Depends how he responds. Or maybe, yes, we've got that pawn in our sights here. Okay, good resignation. Look, all in all, it was a decent game of chess, but I hope you understood how to think, how to come up with a middle game plan. You see, I smelled what his idea was, queenside castling. I saw that my own king side was a little bit vulnerable, wouldn't be a wise idea to castle into it. And here there's really no drawback of throwing a few pawns up ahead there. I mean, didn't seem to have any. So that was the right idea, and it got him into all sorts of knots. Look at this. Look at this horrible move. So this was the key to our win, and I hope you learn more strategies for success in your life and in your chess. Thank you.